Yeah, so today we see a lot of activity in the marketplace, buying and selling,
Yep.
right? I look at it as there's a lot of people in your kind of experience realm, for lack of a better term, who want to be done working full-time.
Right.
And so there's a lot of sellers out there.
Yep.
And now there's people like me and people way smarter than me with way more money than me who are the buyers. And they want to get in and not maybe roll it up. I know there's some people out there currently trying to roll up to a degree,
Yep.
but just this has now become a respectable enough industry where you can piece together 15 companies and grow it from there and do phenomenal if you've sold your company or done something in the past and you have a little bit of money to put together. You can now put together a few companies and with technology and processes and these sort of things, make them pretty and make them grow.
Yes.
And that's really cool. So that's where we are today. The future is the Wild West. And I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be on the bleeding edge of what the future looks like. We're going to be testing stuff. Real Joy's way down the path of building out software and processes and training and all these sort of things. Jim's going to keep his ear to the ground and talk to people. And you, as a subscriber, get to choose where you want to be. If the bleeding edge is too risky and you don't want to keep up with everything I release, pick somewhere less. If you want to be on the edge, go, watch all the modules and choose what you do. And
But at a minimum, you'll be able to let the subscribers know what is the bleeding edge.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know what the bleeding edge is right now.
Exactly. And we'll be able to say, okay, we're going to try this with our rate yielding. We'll let you know in 3 weeks how it worked out.
How did it
right?
go?
Because there's still today, I think I know literally everything about whatever process, and something new happens and I have to kind of redevelop.
Absolutely.
And it's part of the Crap Story series. I mean, I can't tell you, they're funny, but a lot of them have taught me different ways to view the process that got us there. Because sometimes it was our mistake, almost every time.
And I'll use the football thing again.
Yeah.
You may be the New England Patriots today, but you've got to be on the cutting edge every single time because you don't want to become a Miami Dolphins in 72.
Sure.
And the only way to do that is ear to the ground and learning and trying.
Yeah.
And you're going to make mistakes. This whole concept of VRU is to limit the amount of mistakes our subscribers will make.
Yeah.
Because you're getting to make them
I'll
first.
Make them. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. And
you already have in a lot of cases.
Yeah, and then we'll be able to speed you up on the learning process.
Right.
So let's say there's mistakes you have in your business today. Well, there's probably a series of 20 or 30, lessons or modules that you can watch to kind of overcome that.
Right.
And then what I always say is, once you overcome today's problems, you're going to create a new monster. And so if rates and yielding and RevPAR and all of that stuff is confusing to you and you know you need to do it, we'll teach you how to do it, and then all of a sudden, owner acquisition might become important.
Right.
You have to go through that, and then all of a sudden, HR staffing and leadership and training will become important. And never-ending.
But here's the thing: you got to have that foundation because you're going to have the crisis du jour. As du jour means every single day. You're going to have problems that are going to take your focus off of it, and if you don't get that downtime, basic understanding by looking in, studying, and learning, and seeing how some things are done by those that are very successful, you're going to have to learn it all over again, and it could be quite damaging.
And expensive.
Yeah, very expensive.
Millions of dollars in my own mistakes, literally posted to the balance sheet, very heartbreaking in many cases. And we want to prevent that from happening to you. If I already did it, and I've done all this, and I had a conversation with a gentleman in California who was, looking at developing some software to speed up his business, and I said, why don't we cooperate and collaborate on this, because I'm going to spend this dollar here, you're spending it over there, we're spending $2 for the same thing, and our brains are split and all this, and so the power of VRU and the forums, in my opinion, for the future is, yes, we can teach. We're smart. We're going to figure stuff out. We're going to deliver that for the basic user who's maybe getting started, doesn't have time. But there are, and respectfully so, people out there who have better businesses than me, right? And maybe they're not as open about it and those sort of things, but maybe they have good ideas to share with the group.
Right.
And if they can get with me in the forums or calling me or emailing me, we can create stuff literally to help the rest of the industry. And I love that, because if we can save each other all of these headaches, our competitiveness gets healthier, right? Football teams compete. But
That's
then
it.
they always share their secrets about,
Absolutely.
you know, how we're lifting weights and what we're feeding so-and-so and how he got faster. And that way the competition can go up. And so, you know, now all the teams are better. The game's more interesting. Same thing here. We're in the first, you know, inning. If we're in a 9-inning baseball game, we're in the first inning of this thing. And the only way for all of us to start really realizing some of the margins we've started to get into, and we can cover some of that, but the healthy margins is to generate the respect from the guest. We have to generate respect from the homeowners who still want to do it themselves so that we can add units to our portfolio. And then, you know, the poor managers out there who don't do a good job need to either step up their game or kind of move on.
Right.
Because they really hurt. You know, when you come into a new market and you want to start this business and you haven't been subscribed to VRU, so you don't know much,
Right.
Whether you're good at business or not, you're going to make a ton of mistakes. You're going to come in at way too low commission and take some good companies' units.
Try to undercut so you can get some unit count. And
you're going to get 1-star reviews. You're going to screw stuff up with your marketing that makes people who would have come to your area not come to your area. We can solve all of those problems, and everybody will make more money.
And especially if you are in a highly seasonal market, the ability to learn how to manage cash flows at a level much higher than what you would normally do in a normal business. I mean, we used to joke around the Florida, in Northwest Florida, is that if we saw anybody buy a new car in August, because there was no more money coming in after August, if we saw somebody buy a new car, they were going to be out of business by March.
Funny.
And so it's not that bad anymore, but it was close. I mean, it's close. You've got to be able to manage your cash.
Yeah.
Again, I keep doing, but the processes that you've put in place in accounting and in operations and in maintenance and all the different areas have made it where, number one, the reduction of human error is huge. Okay, your reduction of human error is second to none. Okay, and that can be taught. Okay, and again, to use the football analogy, what does a team do when they're going to play another team that Sunday?
They watch all the videos.
They watch all the videos.
Study them like
they look
business.
at and they steal the good ideas
Absolutely.
and they see the way they're doing
And
it.
they practice the plays that they're going to have to go against.
That's what we are going to try to do for our subscribers. Is instead of them having to look at video of the past, they're going to find out what's going on now and in the future.
Yeah, which hopefully that 30 minutes is the last long, boring thing you ever have to watch.
There you go. Just make money.
It was pretty good. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch the history of the vacation rental industry.